put it upstairs, and then Shayna said, "I think we need a second one for downstairs because that way Bender can come downstairs."
Oh yeah,
I'm
and
like,
Sean
"Yeah."
can come downstairs.
Exactly. Sean can come downstairs and eat instead of eating on the bed upstairs. Are we on?
We are. I don't know where we are. Refresh. We're here.
You hear us talking about our dogs.
Yes, they did. There we are. Okay. Yes. Yep, I already got it.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. The air quality today is
Improved.
Improved. I think that's what they said.
'Cause it rained.
My phone said something. Yes. We are getting
It's not green out anymore.
It is not. And I saw the sky yesterday and the
Yeah.
sun, so that was exciting. It said something nice this morning. What
did it
was
say?
it? Let's see. Oh, where did it go? It was very funny
It
the
was
way they
awful the other days.
Oh, it's excellent now.
Oh, wow. It must be because of the rain.
It's a 17 AQI, the air quality index.
Oh,
but
must
what's
be.
a 17? Well, look at me being
Look
smart.
at you.
Smart, and I haven't finished my coffee. Look at me on genius level right now. It's crazy.
Very crazy.
So, just for fun, because I love to out myself and tell you how stupid I am, I don't watch the news. I don't know anything that goes on. If it's not on social media, I don't find anything out.
Exactly.
If Barb or my mother or Eric doesn't tell me, I don't know anything. There was a tragic accident that happened here last week, and across the street. I did not know that. Somebody told me that, and then Barb didn't know. We don't live here, so we don't know these things. So I got a note or a notification the other day from AccuWeather that said poor air quality, and I was like, I'm busy. Click, and I didn't look at it. And then the next day it was bad again, and I said to Eric, "What's up with the air?" He goes, "Wildfires in Canada," and I was like, "Oh, okay." But in all fairness, he did not know that either and had to look it up. He thought that it was the Pine Bush Reserve near our house. So we don't know anything.
It was awful.
So I hope that if you are in Canada or closer to Canada where this is happening, I hope that you are safe. I hope that everything is okay. It smelled like smoke. Did it at your house too?
It smelled awful. It really did.
It smelled like a fire outside. And like, we're close to Canada, but we're not like that close.
No.
Like, we're not like, the border's 5 minutes away. We're at least 3 to 4 hours from the Canadian border. So the fact that the wind, that's a lot of science going on.
Went all the way down to the Carolinas.
And I mean, if you saw New York City, I know the New York City skyline was so sad, which is weird because they looked worse than we did. So it bypassed us and went down there.
Because there was a time-lapse video of the George Washington Bridge from 6 in the morning till 6 at night, and it started out, you could kind of see it, then it you couldn't see the bridge at all.
No. It's been very dark here the past couple of days. Like, really, it looks like the apocalypse is about to happen. Like,
or a tornado.
That's what it reminds
me of.
I was like, are we getting a weird rainstorm? And I never leave my windows open. But like, I ran outside. I was here on Tuesday. I ran outside and shut my car windows thinking, I think it's going to pour.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that that's what was going on because I'm not really good at paying attention to things. I pay attention to bag makers. I don't pay attention to, national tragedies. So I'm real sorry about that. To all of our Canadian friends, I hope that you are well. And luckily for us, if our weather is improving, I would have to hope that theirs is too.
I heard that the states are sending firemen up there.
Oh my goodness. It's crazy.
It's got to be awful up there.
Alexis from Ora Rosa had commented something the other day. I don't know how close she was to it, but she had said something was going on. And she was like, I don't know if the update's going to happen because if you haven't heard, we're in the middle of chaos. And I was like, I hope you guys are good. So I don't know. So that's where I get my news from, is my friends and social media.
She's in her own little bubble.
I don't know whose bubble it is, but I live in it, and sometimes it's a nice place to be. So first things first, I made a terrible mistake yesterday and showed you guys something and didn't give you all the information. And in all fairness, a lot of people don't pay attention to me when I do give them all the information, so I probably just didn't think it was a big deal. So let's talk about 3M tape, because some of y'all are real mad at me. Like, all up in my junk trying to get information. And I am real sorry that I made you guys so upset. I do that sometimes. So the tape that I was showing in yesterday's video is the same tape we talked about a little while ago. I bought it when I was in Paducah, which is a city, just for clarification, in Kentucky. at a quilt show, and I bought it from Fireweed Stitches. That's where I bought those cutters that I had shown you as well. I had 3 packs of this. I still do have 3 packs somewhere. Here's 2. I think that's the 3rd one. I bought all different sizes because they're millimeters, and I don't know how millimeters translate to inches. So we figured that out.
That's what Google is for.
That is what Google is for. I also have a ruler. So let's answer all the questions that I very sternly was asked yesterday. What size did you use? 3 millimeter, which is just shy of 1/8 of an inch. No, it's not. Which is that? Oh, that's 3/16. Never mind. Lauren put that on the ruler because she's smarter than I am. It is 3 millimeters is 1/8 of an inch. That's what I used yesterday. Why? Because it was the closest one to me and it's the one that I grabbed. And I made sure to sew through as much of it as I could because I was told not by Fireweed Stitches. I just want to make that clear. They didn't tell me. A customer prior to me buying it said, this won't leave residue. And I don't know if she was crazy. I don't know if she was telling lies or not, but she said it wouldn't. So I sewed through it. It did not leave the residue booger. It did not, you know what I'm talking about, that growth. It didn't leave that. The needle felt tacky. I don't even want to say sticky. It was slightly tacky. Like my finger wasn't sticking to it, but like maybe a piece of thread might. It was barely tacky. I sewed for a little while. It was my first experiment with it. It ripped well, which I know that is a big thing for a lot of you. I'm used to using scissors, so I don't rip very often, but it does rip pretty nicely. It's
Easily.
Pretty tacky, so it held my cork together really nicely. Again, just to make sure we're all on the same page, Fireweed Stitches, based in Alaska. It is 3M double-sided tape. That's all it says. There is nothing. It's the 3M brand tape. There is nothing about this. Somebody said, what kind of tape? 3M, because that's all that it says. There is nothing. It is double-sided tape with the millimeter and the price. That is all that is written on anything. And I did Google it, and that's all that it says everywhere. So it's nothing. It's not like a certain one. I'm going to assume, I'm usually wrong when I do that, but that there is only one 3M double-sided tape in multiple sizes. So Cheryl Taylor, this is her favorite. And if Cheryl Taylor likes it, then it gets my stamp of approval. And that's how life works. So I use this one. I still have 6 millimeter, which is, because I'm not doing math and I'm not using the internet.
Not millimeters.
6 millimeters is 1/4 inch. And I think that one over there that I can't reach is 5. So somewhere in between. Right?
Got it.
Smaller than 6,
Perfect.
bigger than 5. 3, 2,
1.
something. Who cares?
Blast off.
This is what I used. So stop being mad at me. I put a lot of information out there and a lot of you don't listen to me. So I didn't put information out this time. And then you all said, hello, give us information. So there I did. So, but I still have several emails in my inbox to answer about the date.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. Somebody else also asked a question the other day. I think it was Linda Dempsey. And I just wanted to show you what you were seeing. Linda, I think it was Linda said, is that cork or fabric? And it's beautiful. It's not though. This is contact paper. Yeah. It's sticky paper. And this is a leftover piece of who knows what. I probably took it from
like
Eric's
an old
garage.
cutting board or
It's a piece of wood of some kind. And this side's marble. And that side's, and this is my photo board.
Yeah.
Or a backdrop. I set it on a table. So that's what you keep seeing in pictures, just so that you know what you're looking at. I wish that this was a cork print. I think that would be beautiful. Or a piece of fabric, but
that'd be pretty canvas.
It's not right now, but maybe it will be in the future. I don't know. But I like this side better. It's also what my table, you can't see it, but it's over there. My table that I never sit at, that holds my sublimation printer. And that's where Eric likes to eat lunch. I don't know why, but it's all floral. Because I don't do girly stuff like this at the house. I try to not overwhelm him, because I like flowers and things. So I do it here. So that's what you guys were seeing, just so that you know. Okay. So what else? Next. Well, we got new hardware and I'm excited about this. So I wanted to show you. And there's a picture of these on the website on that board.
Uh-huh.
So this is a piece of hardware that I have wanted for a long time, and I do not know why I didn't order it sooner. I just think that they're really cute. These are push locks on my website. You will also see them called thumb locks and tongue locks, and I didn't like either of those,
Yeah.
so I call them push, like a tongue. Like, no,
No.
that sounds like something on a Saw movie. Like, no. So, no. This is your tongue lock. This is what I call a push lock because you push and it opens. So I wanted to show those
And
to
you
you.
push and it locks.
And then you click it together. So these come with one washer. So the back part is kind of like the back part of a twist lock or a flip lock. Same idea for installation, 2 prongs and a washer. This part is also similar, but not. It's similar in that it has 2 screws in the back, but you don't have to cut a hole. You actually put this on your finished flap, because this is really a flap only item because you need it to be loose. Like this wouldn't, I don't know where else you would use this. Tell me if you could think of a use. But I finished my flap, I slid that on, and I put my screws in the back. And I used gunmetal screws because it doesn't matter. Because I was at a retreat when I made this.
Too?
I do glue it. I don't know if I did on this one because it was thick and it sat in there really tight, but glue is never a bad thing. Glue is always,
the screws are teeny.
The screws are teeny, and that's going to be the part that you're going to be pulling on. So I don't think there's anything wrong with using glue. One thing, and I am going to go update the listing when we get done because I opened them real quick to take pictures. I didn't look and examine carefully. The rainbow has gold screws, which is pretty normal. They don't usually do rainbow screws when they're that small. Some of our hardware has silver. These have yellow gold. The rose gold also has yellow gold screws. I have no idea why. I don't have answers for that, but I am going to make a note in the listing just so that it's not a surprise. But they're so small and they're in the back that I don't think that
matter.
It's not going to matter. Like, I mean, if it matters that much to you, I don't know. I don't really know what to do. Don't buy rose gold.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. And I'm
just glue it.
Or just glue it. I'm kind of particular. I don't know what word was supposed to come out of my mouth, but it was, I stuttered. I'm not particular.
You're not that particular.
And I usually am particular is what I was trying to say, and I don't care. Oh, this is what happens when we have a week off.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. So we have all the colors.
Yep.
Because at this point, I can't not have all the colors.
Of course not.
Yellow, gold, and
By the way,
gunmetal.
we need more bins.
Oh my God, I know.
I think I took the last one.
We're running out of bins. I didn't think that would happen because we reorganized
No,
when we came here.
Nope.
So
at least 6 more.
I guess I'm going to Home Depot later. So
I have a question here that's not related to that.
That is totally fine. Bring it on.
Howie says she got an HD9 and she loves it.
Yay.
What's your favorite thread to use on it for bags?
Oh, my personal favorite is the 40 or 28 weight Aurifil cotton. I still like Aurifil. I also like the Wawak, WAWAK, Optipop, which I believe is a Tex 35, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't have any near me to grab. And I've also used the thread from Kasaya in the Tex 40 or Tex 45, one of those. She has 2 weights. I use the smaller weight. You can use the heavier weight, but I don't know. For some reason, it always feels clunky. I feel like that's more of an industrial thing than it is for the heavy duty. So I'm usually around Tex 30 to 40 or thread weight of 40 to 28. I know it's very confusing, but those are my favorites. I have a huge collection of Aurifil. That is what I use the most, just because I stockpiled the colors that I use. So it just makes the most sense. I use the 40 weight for any piecing, and then I use the 28 weight for top stitching and also for piecing sometimes. So I kind of use them interchangeably. I love the 28 for top stitching. It's really nice. This bag right here, which we are going to talk about too. This is the flap from my Olive. Yes, it is off. We'll talk about that. This rainbow that is the 28 weight. So you can see it's a nice heavy weight thread and it works really nicely. And I'm pretty sure I pieced this entire bag using the 28. So, because it was already in the machine.
Yeah.
So,
Next question.
next. Yes.
Can you request cork prints or do custom from your design from your manufacturer?
I can do both. If I request something from them, then that means they own it and other people can have it. And because I'm selfish, sometimes I like to have my own prints that nobody else can have because, makes my business special. So I can do both. If there's something that you want, feel free to email me because I don't always get to go back and look at these comments because YouTube is weird. So if you want something in particular, email me. And if it's something that I can find or do, I will let you know. So that's a good question.
Yeah, that was Katie Murphy.
Hi, Katie. What else do we have?
Well, Holly says, thanks. Yes, I'm having a little trouble with the heavier thread in the bobbin. I appreciate you.
So as far as the heavier thread in the bobbin, unless I'm top stitching a handle and or like a flap, something where I'm going to see both sides, I usually just stick with 40 weight in the bobbin, regardless of what's on top. If I do 28 in the bobbin, it's usually just for a short period of time. I don't adjust my bobbin tension. I know that that is something that a lot of people do in different machines. I have never, in any machine I have ever owned, ever adjusted the bobbin tension. I'm afraid to adjust it and not be able to go back. And my machine will take the 28. One thing I will tell you, if you're using a super heavy thread, especially if you're using a top and bottom, don't use your cutter. It can mess up your cutter. I don't know why that is, but what I usually do is I put like a piece of tape on my cutter so I remind myself don't hit that button because I don't know if it's the timing of it or something, but it can, and if it can do that on a heavy duty, it could probably do it on a domestic. So I would be very cautious with your scissor function if you have heavy thread. So, because if you do it, you hear it and it's very and it sounds bad. And then all you do is
too heavy for how fine
that's what I'm thinking.
Probably.
And sometimes it doesn't cut all the way through anyway. So, yes. So,
Barb, show her how to adjust the bobbin.
No.
It's just like you with Florida Linda, I don't adjust my bobbin in my long arm very often either.
Listen,
very, very rarely.
She's on Team Jessica. Okay. Stop trying to sway Barb your way. No, I
rarely will adjust the bobbin even in my long arm.
No, it's one of those things. You want to know why it terrifies me? It's because the people that do it or make a video about it, they're like, caution, be careful. You might mess up your whole life and everything will end. But here's how you do it. And I'm like, then why would I do it? They make it sound like it's going to be the worst possible thing that ever happens. And they're like, but go ahead, live your life. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So I don't mess with my bobbin tension.
I never adjust my bobbin. You can easily mess it up and not get it back. That's what happens on the long arm too. It's very difficult to get back because it's very minimal adjustments.
Listen, if you want to live life on the edge like that, I don't.
I try to avoid it like the plague.
I live cautiously. I'm just grabbing a lighter.
You can have a cigarette.
This is going in a very different direction today. We're going to do drugs. And then I just got banned from YouTube.
Yeah,
no, I borrowed a strap from another bag that's old. And I saw some threads, and instead of sitting here and pulling them all day long, I'm just going to burn them.
Thought though. She's got two bobbins, one that she never adjusts, one that she
does adjust. Is my version of cautious. I like that. I appreciate that, and I know a lot of people that do that, and that's fine. I just don't have another bobbin case, and I lose everything. So
it's surprising how many people with long arms are adjusting their bobbin case.
And you're not.
No,
tisk.
Very
Barbara.
Once in a blue moon, but not very often, and it seems to work for me.
Everything works for everybody their own way.
You got
it. Okay. I wanted to show you some of the things I've been playing around with. And I'm going to show you the new template, but let me think. What do I want to do first? I want to read you something because not all of you are on Instagram. And Nicole from Sonar posted this yesterday and I posted it in my stories, but I just wanted to read it to all of you in case you didn't see it. And also just because. So when I share things like this, before I read this to all of you, please just know that I am not here to like shame anybody and to be like, oh, you guys don't understand. I love you guys. I love all of you. You are very good to us. The amount of people that they don't say, we watch you on Friday, we watch you and Barb. Like you acknowledge us. You send us presents for us and Eric. Like you
We appreciate
don't
it.
exclude people, and you're all good to me. And so a lot of times the reason that I share some of these things that may seem a little odd, like, why are you saying that? Did something happen? Are you upset? It's not that. It's because something that a friend of mine said was very well said, and I want to share what she posted. But also, I know a lot of you, because a lot of you are just like me, and I know that you sit at home and you beat yourself up about things too, because we've had these conversations where I'm like, I'm struggling right now to keep up with something, and you're like, I know I do the same thing, because I know that you're doing it to yourself. So that's why I like to share things, not because I want to sit here and nag people. I can't make people that aren't good better. That ship has sailed. It's over. So anyway, if you've been following me for any amount of time, especially this year, you know that my big goal this year, I've talked about it, is that I am trying to post something every single day. Why? Well, number one, because I made it a goal for myself, so I want to stick with it. I don't do goals and things like that. Like, I don't do the whole New Year's resolution thing. I don't do that. Because most of the time you don't stick with it. And then you just feel bad about yourself because you didn't stick with it. So I don't do that a lot. But I made this a goal for myself just to see what would change. Would it make me happier posting every day? Would my business change? Would my social media grow? I was just kind of doing it more as a test. And so I have, and a couple days ago, I forget when it was, I thought, you know what? Is it really going to kill me if I don't post one day? And then I said, yeah, it is, because you made this, you said 365 days of posts. Don't bail now 6 months in, because when you do it once, then you do it again, and then it gets easy, and then 2 weeks go by, and then people haven't heard from you. So I'm doing it for many reasons, and I keep track of my numbers every day. It's not about that only. It's about all the other things, because there's a lot of other things that come along with growing your platform. And obviously, I have a lot of things to say, and the bigger my platform, the more people hear it. So yesterday on Instagram, Nicole from Sonar posted this, and I just thought it was so well said. She said, I'm an artist, I'm a seamstress, I'm a maker. I organically fell into the content creation world and somehow find myself constantly thinking, don't sew that without filming it every day, every day. It's not what I set out to do. And though it may seem simple to prop up a camera, with that comes editing, photographing, and creating a cover, adding transitions, writing lengthy captions, etc. At the core, my hobbies are choosing textiles and coordinating colors and notions, combining them into a useful, beautiful accessory. Remember, Nicole sells a lot of her goods. She writes patterns, but she also sells a lot of things. Focusing on making reels and TikToks and construction videos and witty captions can be a huge bummer, and moreover, a huge time suck. As artists on these platforms, we're vying for your attention, and let's be real, your money. She's not wrong. With the rate at which we consume posts and reels and ads, as a small business, it's so hard to keep up and stay relevant. There's a reason social media manager is its own career. I watched a mini documentary with Bonnie Christine, and if you don't know who that is, she's a designer with Art Gallery Fabrics, and she's a graphic designer. She does online courses. She's an amazing human being, and her mother are two of the nicest people I've ever met. They're absolutely just sweet, sweet people. And she just goes on to say, she inspired me to use what I own, not chase likes and follow counts. So I'm going to dust off my email list and send more updates. And she just kind of went on like that. And then she said, if you see posts from your favorite artists, be sure to interact, like them, save them, share them. If you don't actively interact with our stuff, Instagram removes us from your feed. And she said at the end, as always, I appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you as well. And the reason that I shared that is because that is something that I don't know any of us in this capacity. I don't know any of us that don't struggle with that, because it's, I did not set out to do this. I did not set out to be a YouTuber. I didn't set out to have 3 years of live Fridays. This wasn't my goal. I didn't wake up one day and go, okay, not only will I write patterns, I'm going to have a YouTube channel. This came because things made sense and they fell into place. And I'm not saying by any means I don't enjoy it. So don't take it out of context and be like, oh, she hates what she does. No, that is not it at all. I enjoy making videos. I'm actually really impressed with the fact that I can, because I thought it was really hard, and it's not as hard as I thought it was. It takes a lot of work. There's a lot of work behind the scenes. Was it you that I was talking to the other day? I think asking me about how long something takes. I forget if it was you, or it might have been Artist. I forget.
Probably Artist.
We were having I think it was Artist when she was here. We were having a conversation about, like, just out of curiosity, how long does it take you to film a video? And I'm like, well, there's a few things. There's all the prep work. There's all the, like, the decision making. There's all the stuff that we all do. If we want to make a bag, we have to decide what we want to do. We have to get it all cut, fuse it, the whole 9 yards. That's part of a day. And if I'm here, that's only part of what I'm doing that day. So that's, it can be an 8-hour day that has been spread out into other things. Then I have to get my camera set up. I have to make sure everything's charged. I got to get the table cleared off. This table is a disaster right now. I got to clear it off. It's a really good thing. But I'm also a human being. First and foremost, I'm a person. I'm not a robot. So yeah, I'm a messy person. We all are. Listen, I wish I was neat. I'm not. So I have to clean this off. I have to gather all the tools. I have to make sure I have everything. I need the pattern in front of me, because even though I wrote the pattern, I'm following it step by step so that you can follow it step by step. That is usually, depending on the project, a 4 to 10 hour film. It all depends on the day. Then I have to get all of that information onto my computer, which sometimes is a fight because technology doesn't always want to play nice. And then I'm spending the entirety of a day, sometimes 2 days, to edit that video. Then I have to promote that video. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind it. So when you see that somebody made a video, they didn't just sit down and 5 minutes later the video was done. And I know that the majority of you know that. I know that you understand that, but there's a lot. So now that I'm going to film this video, I got to post on my social media platforms. So I can't post the full 4-hour video, 3-hour video. Okay, what am I going to do? Now I have to think of content. Now I have to post things. Sometimes people give me great ideas. Sometimes people are just like, we like your content, keep going. And I'm like, well, what do I talk about today? Sometimes it's a picture of my dog, because I am trying to stay in your feed, because it is very easy for you to forget about me, because that is how social media works. Some of you, I know, you'll never forget about me because we're tight. Some of you check in here and there. You haven't been here for several Fridays. You're like, hey, I haven't watched. You watch for 5 minutes. I talk too much. You leave. It is what it is. Some of you will never meet me in person. Some of you will only ever watch me and never interact. I don't even know that you're watching because you don't leave a comment. So there's so much more behind it. And we all have now become content creators. And that is not the job that I asked for. I wanted to design patterns as a part-time job while I worked at a full-time job that gave me security and health insurance and a 401k. Well, I don't do that anymore. And it's fine. But it also means Barb shipping orders telling me that we're running out of something. I want to bring in this new hardware. I have to take a video. I have to do this. I'm all over the place. So sometimes when I don't want to post something, I do it anyway because I've made a commitment to myself. And I feel like to some of you I know don't care. And some of you do. You're like, every day you post and I look forward to it. So there's a lot of pressure and we do it to ourselves. And we also are we're put on this little stage where everybody watches us and expects it from us. And it's hard. I took my birthday off last week and it seemed to not be acceptable. Like, I'm a person and I didn't want to do anything. I got a massage and I went to Ulta and I used my points to buy a new curling iron because I don't do that kind of stuff. I never wake up and go, I'm selfish today. This is it. I used all my free stuff. I got a free pastry. I got a free coffee. I used all my stuff because I just wanted to be a normal person who had no cares in the world for one day. It doesn't work because the emails still come in. The stuff's still there. I'm still doing it. And I'm not resentful or mad about that. But just know that if you're struggling, we all are. And if you are watching somebody and enjoying them, clicking the like button takes a second. Barb, I have to say, probably shares every single post that I put out there.
Yeah.
Does it matter in the long run? Because most of your friends are probably more quilters and bag makers. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I see sometimes, because we're friends on Facebook, I'll see someone comment and go, oh, that's so great. That share is a huge thing. Posting in the group to keep the group moving. You know, all of those things, you might not think it makes a difference. It makes an enormous difference. I say the same thing over and over again because I'm still reaching new people. Most of you know that I will be in Tennessee in 2 weeks. It's So Magical. Somebody that emailed me today said, are you going to So Magical in Tennessee? Because there's always somebody new to reach. And I'm trying to make our family bigger. I'm trying to make my platform bigger, because when something important needs to be said, I want everyone to hear it. I want everyone to know what needs to be said. And I want everyone to see the stuff. It's not just about sales. Obviously, that's why I'm here. I don't want to sound selfish, but it's not all about money, but sometimes it is. I'm here to make money. Like that's how I earn a living.
That's your job.
It's how I pay my rent and the light bill.
Why we have this big building.
Why we have this. It's why I don't have a regular job anymore, because I don't have that security. I chose to leave that. So there's so much behind the scenes. Just click like. Just say, there's a few of you, I'm not going to call you out, but there is a few of you, a very small handful. It doesn't matter if I posted a bowl of Cheerios. You're like, good for you. And you comment on everything that I do on every platform, and you like everything that I do. And you don't know how much I appreciate that, because I'm like, you're making sure that I stay in your feed, and you're making sure that I don't get shadow banned, which is a sucky part of social media. They're like, oh, you didn't get enough interactions. You're not important.
Yeah.
And your numbers do this all day long. It's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers to watch. So I will step off of my soapbox. I will burn another thread while Barb reads me something.
Where'd it go? You talk so. Oh, Teresa said her husband wants to know if she's watched The Woman Who Talks a Lot recently.
Listen, that was always written on all of my report cards. Jessica is very chatty and shares a lot of stories. Jessica is not good in gym class. Also written on several report cards. She's not athletic. Don't sign her up for things.
We also got, you're so fun, enjoyable, and informative, easy to understand.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Question.
Yes.
When you use 28 weight thread, do you use the same in the bobbin?
Sometimes I don't. If I'm top stitching a handle, yes. If I'm top stitching and you won't see the bobbin and I'm too lazy to change the bobbin, no. My whole life is built around laziness and how many steps can I cut out? And I kid you not, and people are like, you're not lazy. And I'm like, I am. And if I wasn't, you would get so much more out of me. Because some days I'm like, this is what I do every day. And I don't know if you do this, like with your quilts and stuff. I work all day.
Yep.
And I'm like, I can finish this up at home. I'm going to go home. I'll eat dinner quick. And then I'm going to sit and finish this up. And then I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm watching TV. I'm scrolling on my phone. So yeah, there's a lot of laziness that lives inside of me. Because didn't you say you don't usually quilt when you leave here? Like, unless you have to. I know you're busy right now.
Because I get home and I'm like, oh, do I really want to start?
I worked all day. Because you're starting like your second job of the day, and you're kind of like,
Yeah, yesterday I worked from like 9 in the morning till 11 last night.
Because it's different when you start. It's totally different. And I do it too. And okay, one other thing. I have been self-taught. I'm teaching myself how to use Illustrator. I've told Barb this many times. It's not an easy program to learn cold turkey when you don't know anything. And it's very differently worded than Microsoft programs. I know a little bit about Adobe. I know a lot about Microsoft. So I am trying to teach myself a graphic design program when I'm not a graphic designer. And I designed something the other day that I sent away to have made. I'm not telling you because I need to make sure that I like it first. But I did it, and I said to Eric, I know there's an easier way to do this. I know I'm doing this the hard way, but I don't know how else to do it. And well, it's not easy to Google when you don't know what the word is.
Yep.
Sometimes you're like, I need to do this. And then other times you're like, I don't know what you call it, so I can't find it. And I sent it away, and the person contacted me and said, whatever. And then she said, did you by any chance use the pattern tool? Because all of your items were individual. And I was like, no, because I don't know how to use that, but I'm going to go Google it now. I'm not going to ask you to teach me.
Yeah.
I will go Google it. I tried the same thing with the pattern tool.
Half the time.
Oh my God. Not even half the time, a quarter of the time. And the file did not have to be sent in a Google Drive link because it wasn't that big. It was all I was like, this is amazing. And I found a new YouTuber that I love. Her name, if you're into Illustrator, is Every Tuesday. I don't know if that's because she uploads every Tuesday or if that's just her. I have no idea. But her name is Every Tuesday. And she does these reasonably length, not anything crazy videos. It's all on the computer. She zoomed right in and she tells you what to do. And I'm like, this is mind blowing. I was like, I love this channel. So I'm sitting there with my AirPods in going, oh my God. And Eric goes, you good? And he's texting me because I can't hear him. And I was like, leave me alone. I'm like, go away. I was like, oh my God. It's like, what are you doing? I said, I just learned so much. It was like, so yeah, we're all learning. And I am learning Illustrator, which is a nightmare, but it's going to be worth it.
You know, I know you sleep, but I don't know when you sleep.
There are two things, well, technically three, that I will never give up. One is sarcasm. I can't help that.
No.
I can turn it off when need be, but I can't not be sarcastic. Two is eating, because
yes.
Yeah, I like food. I don't eat a
Sue
lot.
Smith, when you watch this, thank you for the muffins.
Yes, I don't eat a lot. You'd be surprised looking at my waistline. I don't eat a lot. I'm a snacker, a grazer, but I love food. But sleep, I am a nightmare if I don't get sleep. You don't want to know me.
Because you're on, you do so many things and you're watching so many videos, learning stuff.
I do.
And
but I'm also, so I don't just get up and go to bed.
iPad for the shower.
Oh, that would be fun. No, the shower is my alone time. Don't bother me in the shower. Ladies, you know where I'm going with that. It's alone time. It's a one person kind of a job. I go, I lay in my bed. So my body is physically relaxing. And then I'll watch a video or I'll find something. I screenshot a lot of stuff and then look and go, why'd you screenshot that? To remind me of things later. But by 9 o'clock, I'm starting to fall asleep. And by 10 at the latest, I'm done.
I was going to say, last night, you're not a night person.
No, I'm not a night person. Last night, I actually stayed up till 11:15, which is because I was watching a movie. And I was falling asleep at the end, and I was like, no, do not save 10 minutes for tomorrow. So when I got done, I thought it was only 10 o'clock, and it was 11:15. I'm like, oh, God, I got to go to bed. But then I was up at 5:30. So,
I don't know.
I wake up and just do it. And I got a new blow dryer, so I was excited to wash my hair today.
Okay.
It's a blow dryer that's a curling iron.
It's the little things that count.
That's what makes me happy. But yes, I do sleep. I will not give up the sleep, the eat, or the sarcasm. Or coffee. So that's all. That's all on that high horse. You've never been here before. I don't blame you if you don't come back. So I wanted to show you. I have not made any videos lately because I keep writing it down and telling myself to do it, and then I get doing other things. But I think I'm going to film something on Sunday and hopefully next week. But this is probably going to be what's next, which is the removable flap, because this was Sue Smith's idea. So Gary, your wife is very smart. She asked me at the retreat about doing it. I did it. And that was, when was our retreat? April?
Yeah.
Well, not too far off.
No.
It was the end of April. So I made another flap yesterday. And I sublimated a cute little cactus, but I didn't feel like making another handle, so I borrowed this one because it had rainbow hardware.
Doesn't belong with that.
Yeah, it's good enough. Listen, somebody out there likes it, and it doesn't have to be you. So,
but didn't it have a green handle?
Well, yeah, because you can change the handle.
Well, I know you can.
So you can change the whole bag.
Okay.
Don't worry, the one that I make in the video will be put together. This was last minute.
No,
it was 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and I was like, well, I have a purple handle with rainbow. That works.
Perfect.
I don't have any natural colored handles that are removable. You know, things that you find out. So I'm going to do this video to show you.
I think that's a great
how
idea.
to do your flap. So the only thing that you have to keep in mind, and I'll probably say this in the video, is that you have to have the same hardware because it needs to fit on the bottom part of the hardware. And you will end up, depending on how many flaps you make for this particular bag or whatever bag you're making, you'll have extra of the male parts. So you'll have extras of those.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with them. Somebody come up with a use for them. It's not going to be me. I don't know. But there's our little flap and a little cactus, and then I can switch it out.
There you go.
Switch it out.
Switch it out.
Switch it out. So that will be a video. I promise it's coming. I told you about that. Oh, this I'm very excited about.
Inspect it. Make sure it's clean.
I painted
Report
this
back
one.
to.
Don't worry.
It probably isn't good. Probably not like Sean does.
Probably not great. So I just wanted to show you that this is how things look when you're designing something and you want to make sure that it's going to work. So these were my prototypes. And then I took them to Eric. I said, do you know what this is?
Oh, jeez.
And then I made him draw in here because I didn't know if the lines were too big. And I knew that he would be sloppy and he wouldn't pay attention to like where he aligned the pen. Because I know that some of you are going to be like, should I put it on the right or the left? Well, don't worry, because Eric didn't care. Eric just went like this. And it still measured perfectly. Because I said, is it too big? And he was like, no, it's perfect. So this became this. Oh. Barb didn't even see these until I sent them home for Sean to paint. She was probably like, what is that? So
actually, I looked on the website.
You were like, what is this?
Are they there yet?
Yes, they are. They are.
I know they are now.
The Patreons got them first because they get everything first. And then they're like the golden child of the family, you know? They're the ones that get everything first. They're like my sister. Sorry, Mom, but let's be real here.
They even beat me sometimes.
They do. Sorry. I'm sorry. They pay me though. They make me pay you, so it's different. So I just wanted to show this to you because I was really excited, and I really just wanted to show it to Barb. Oh,
I've seen a lot of them. Trust me, a lot of them.
Sean's been very busy.
Yes.
So they're on the website. I have a couple of videos. I am going to do again like the regular tutorial where it's not like a 1-minute clip. I will do a tutorial on how like different uses for this, but this for any kind of hardware that needs to be placed centered. World of difference. I wanted to make one of these for a while, and you can use both sides. So you can place your hardware
1/2 inches.
Inches. 1/2 inch. So you can place your hardware 2, 4, and 6 inches apart, or this way, 1, 3, 5, or 7 inches apart. And I use this for, this is the next thing.
You can also use it as a straight edge.
Did you see this?
Oh God. No, I did not see it.
So I used my center ruler to fussy cut the dog and the cat. I saw this and I was like, I know what that needs to go on. It needs to be a Lola. And then I also used it to place my hardware.
That is adorable.
Potential spam. I'm busy. Jeez. So how cute is that?
That really was cute.
I didn't get a chance to finish it because it was just too cute and I didn't really care. But yeah, so. And I also filmed a couple of quick little 1-minute videos on the scan and cut because I know a lot of you have one or want one. And there's some fun features on that I use to do these sublimation prints. So you will also see scan and cut videos because why not?
Is there a way to do one of pictures of your actual animal?
Probably. If I had them and they're clear, probably I could. Yeah, I might have a tumbler with my dogs on it at some point. Who knows? It's hard to say. But
that's adorable though.
Isn't it? They're like, hello.
Yeah.
So I was playing all week.
Apparently.
This is what consumes my time. These are not on the website. Don't go looking for them. Don't email me for them. I'm still working things out. So I wanted to just show you, this is what I do in my
free time? No.
in my work time when I'm supposed to be doing like actual important things. So
But this is all important.
it is because I'm going to put these on the website at some point. So
You
isn't
have
she
to
pretty?
try. She's very
It
pretty.
isn't that. See how that's
I
cut?
like it strippy. Yeah.
Yes, the scan and cut. So there's the
I don't
little
have one of those. No.
fairy lady. And buy one. My God.
But you got a new one.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
You see what I deal with? Look at that one. Isn't that one
Oh,
pretty?
that's cool.
I
Yeah.
like that one. I'm bypassing you. I already showed you guys this one, but it's just cute.
Yeah. I've seen that
By
one.
the way, this is a fox. And a lot of you kept calling it a wolf.
Yeah. Well,
It's a fox. It's a fox.
yeah.
Is it a wolf? It's a fox. I feel
it
like
could
wolves
be
look
either.
more aggressive.
Well, do I?
You're too cute.
Do I look more aggressive?
You do. You are a wolf, and you do look more aggressive. I showed you these already. That's a fox. You all are playing
Okay,
with
it's
me.
a fox.
It's a fox.
There, that's a bee.
Thank you. This is a wolf. Look at, isn't he cute? And he's got drippies too.
He's got drippies too.
Yes.
That's a bear.
You're so good at this game. Okay, are you ready?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So this is a bear. What's that, Barb?
A bunny? Is that a bunny?
It is.
Is that a kitty?
And the cat has a weird mouth, and I don't know why, but I think he's cute anyway. I think his
He's
mouth is
cute.
kind of like. Meh.
The shading is weird.
There's
on
another bee.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know why it's shaded so funny.
The angle, I couldn't see the bee. I was like, "Where's the
What's
bee?"
that?
That's a guitar.
I love this one. I love this one. It's one of those Highland cows that has the hair in its face. I just think they're so cute. They don't usually look like that. I like this one.
Dragonfly.
Dragonfly.
Oh, pretty. You're testing
Nothing.
my knowledge.
And then these,
Butterflies.
but they're not just butterflies.
They're moths.
They're steampunk butterflies. So they have like gears in them.
Oh, okay.
I don't love this one, but I was playing around with like
You can't
how
see it
many
well
multiple pieces. So
You can't see the gears that much.
no. So they should have been a little bit bigger, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing this week. Just so
Well, that was a fun game.
it was. You did very well. You did excellent.
God.
So I think that
Hi,
might
Trey.
be everything. I'm not sure, but I think that's everything I have to tell
Cindy
you.
says, I thought wolf first, but when you said it's a fox, it could be both.
I'm just confused now because
Shinova from That So Nova was talking about your sublimations on her daily YouTube last week.
Nova is awesome. Why is he calling me now? Dude.
I don't know. When
Not
you get
Nova.
the sublimation going, are you going to sell the panels?
Yes. I am still just testing out a few things and trying to get it all situated. The only downfall, which will be for me, not for you, is that I'm going to have to photograph every single solitary one of them. But that's okay. It's fine. I've been trying to like figure out. So like, okay, this one, for instance, I'm just going to grab one. I was trying to figure out sizes, placement, all that kind of stuff. Because obviously, if you're making a flap out of this, I don't want you to have to waste that cork. And so I've been debating on that. But if you're making a Lola, you're going to use the majority of this piece.
What if you were making a tourist tote?
Right. Well, if you're making a Taurus tote, then
need
I
a
would have
bigger-
to make a bigger
Yeah.
piece. So I'm thinking for now, it's going to start with some of the smaller ones because getting into like bigger pieces is going to make placement awkward.
Mhm.
Like if I did like an 18 by 27, where, so
Dab in the middle.
you're right in the middle, waste all the cork. So there's definitely some playing around left to do. And, just like hearing feedback, I don't want to send you the majority of a piece of cork that has nothing on it with like one thing thrown in the middle. So the 9 by 12 seemed to work really nicely. I could also do a 9 by 27 so that if you were making a Lola or something, you could cut the part from the front, you'd also have the part for the back. There's a lot of little things to kind of figure out. So I'm hoping to have them ready to go soon, but I just want to make sure because I am making these and I don't usually sell things that I make. I want to make sure that it's 100%. Selling a piece of hardware is easy. Selling something that I put my heart and soul into takes a little bit more. I gotta be ready for it. So it's coming, but yes, I will be selling them.
And Mary Ashley will be at SME in Tennessee. She'll be at So Magical.
The rest of this year is pretty simple. I have So Magical at the end of this month / beginning of July. So Magical in August, then Paducah to English Sew and Back. Those are back to back because Paducah's on the way home, and then So Magical again in Florida in September. And as far as I know, that is the rest of my year of leaving. I don't believe I'm going anywhere else. We have virtual retreats and then classes here, and then we're trying to get a date for another open house here because it's just really fun.
An annual. We need a 1
We
year
need an
anniversary.
annual. We do. We definitely do. So definitely in October, if not before. But other than that, I think I'm only leaving 3 more times that I'm aware of, unless I have forgotten about something or something comes up at the last minute. I think that's it. I think it's just So Magical, So Magical, So Magical. So
we have a question.
Ask.
I'm sure, and you're all ready for it.
Oh boy.
Any new tumblers you can show?
Did you set this up? Did you leave that comment?
No, I did not.
I do have 2 tumblers. I just made them yesterday because I was playing around with a different shape. So this one says, I like it hot and steamy with an iron. And this one says, not sewing with a full bobbin. And they have my logo on the back. Barb has claimed both of them, which is fine. She's allowed to do that. So I was playing with this new shape. And also, even though he's not paying attention because he's calling me, almost every one of the tumblers that will be shipped out, Eric actually made. Like I started making them, but Eric was like on a roll the other day. And he came here at 4:00 in the morning on Wednesday to ship all the template orders and to make a bunch of tumblers and to do a whole bunch of stuff because he's a psycho, but in a good way.
Yeah.
I woke up and
he's our psycho.
I was like, why is my bed empty? Because I couldn't feel anybody near me.
Yeah.
And the dogs were both on his side of the bed. And I was like, that's weird. Because if he was in the living room, they would have followed him. I was like, he didn't leave. Like, it was 5:30 when I woke up. And I looked at my phone and he had texted me and he was like, hey, just wanted to let you know I got all of the templates shipped. I got all the, and I'm like, what time did you leave? He left at 3:15 in the morning. He said he woke up and instead of going back to sleep, he just drove out here.
The man doesn't sleep.
He does not sleep. He has sleep problems, but it benefits us.
Yes.
And then he came out here and then he did a whole bunch of tumblers and then he took all the rest of them out of the boxes and took them all apart so they're like ready to put in because there's always a sticker on the bottom and you gotta take the plastic off. Yeah, so that's what he did. So
you gonna show the other ones?
These 2? Yeah, they're already on the website. So what?
Show them again.
I love
maybe somebody didn't.
Bags and I cannot lie. This is Bag Maker. And these make me so happy because there is no Bag Maker merchandise. How you can't. I'm a quilter. I sew. And I'm like, great, I make bags. We don't care. They don't make anything. True. No, but they don't make stuff. I know. If you are a quilter, you can find a million things that talk about how you are a quilter. If you just sew in general, the other thing that drives me nuts with sewing, like general sewing themed, the people that make them don't understand that sewing and knitting are 2 different things.
Oh gosh.
You ever notice they throw in a ball of yarn and I'm like, no. Sewing and knitting, sometimes they overlap because people do both. I don't. I can't knit to save my life. I don't want a ball of yarn on something. I want sewing, period. So I wanted to make Bag Maker tumblers.
But wait until you see what the next request is.
Wait until you see what the next thing I have coming, hopefully next week. What's the next request? Do I want to know?
Bag Maker t-shirts.
I love that idea, but the only hesitation I have is in stocking.
Quantity.
Stocking 18 different size t-shirts because I'm gonna be all inclusive and then finding good quality t-shirts.
Yeah.
Trust me, that thought has crossed my mind. It is not
We've
out
asked
of the
for it before.
question.
We've
It is
asked
not
for
out of the question. It's just, I got to find the right shirts, and I got to make sure that I don't have to here, you have to pay 75 of each size to stock them and get a
that's the
good price.
problem.
No, I don't
Yeah.
want this place filled
No,
with t-shirts,
no.
but it's not out of the question. It might be
You
a
did it for
B.
FTR.
I did not.
Well,
I didn't do that. No, and he way overpaid for those. I'm not even getting into that. Might be like a BYOT, like bring your own t-shirt. You come over and I'll sublimate it for
there you
you.
go.
Feel like you pick the shirt out, you bring it to me. I have some other bag maker things coming, and I am so antsy and over the top excited about them. And as soon as they get here, Barb will know first because she has to, because I keep not telling her. And I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
know. You're mean.
I'm not mean.
Yes.
It's the Patreons. They make me.
Well, you can tell me.
Choke me. I know, but I can't. You have to pay on Patreon. I can give you the link to sign up.
I have your password.
That's true. Never mind. Listen, I was antisocial this week. I don't want to talk to anybody.
You were.
I was. I still kind of am. Sometimes I just don't.
Oh, here we
wanna
go. Good
deal.
quality shirts. Go to AJ Blank's Embroidery and Sublimation.
I have heard of them before.
Okay,
Who's
there's
talking about that?
Christy Ladybug.
Christy. Yes, I figured as much.
Sell the sublimation for t-shirts.
Well,
I
that's
call
my
myself
other
the baggy
thing.
grandma.
I did think about doing that, but I don't want to take responsibility if you don't use the right heat setting and
Yeah.
you ruin your shirt. Because Eric thought that I was not going to do this on the cork prints. He was like, you're just going to sell the prints themselves. And I was like, okay, when someone overcooks it and ruins their cork, or when someone doesn't do it enough and it's not bright, do you know how many questions I'm going to get on that? I'm like, it's not that it's a bad idea, but the general population does not listen to me enough. They only hear part of the story, and I don't want someone to be like, my t-shirt is ruined because it didn't work right.
He wants to become the complaint department. We could add a new position.
He would jump off the roof if he had to listen to some of the things that people say to me. It would not end well.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Can they order tumblers and pick them up at SME or So Magical?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently she's traveling with tumblers.
I am.
Pre-ordered.
Our car situation, I'm hoping goes the way that I want it to, where we're not taking mine and we're taking the other vehicle we own, which is bigger. But if not, there will be tumblers. I am going to bring tumblers. If you want to make sure that I have one set aside and you don't have to worry about me running out, send me an email. Just send me an email and say, this is the one that I want. Please hold it. I will write your name on the box and I will tuck it away and make sure that it's not gone. Yeah, that is absolutely fine with me. Not a problem at all. If you want to buy it on the website and ask me to bring it, whatever you want to do is fine. Either buy it and leave me a note or just email me and be like, I need 2 bag maker tumblers. And I will say, here you go, Barb, and I'll write your name on it. If your name's not Barb, I'll write your name on it, but you know what I mean. So
yeah, just order it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to do.
Send her a message.
Don't message me.
Right.
Email me. Please don't message me.
Right.
I don't get messages consistently. I will not see these comments for a minimum of 2 days if I remember to go back and look at them. It's the only downfall of YouTube doing live. They don't keep the comments up long enough. Like when Barb hits the button over there, comments are gone.
Yeah.
The whole video is gone. Everything goes away. And then you can watch the video and I can't see any of the comments. But if you email me, the email goes to my phone, my computer. It's me. I'm the only one that accesses it. And you guys are all really funny because you write Barb emails in my email address. And I'm like, it's not hers. It's Jessica at So Many Creations, not Jess and Barb.
You don't even tell me that they email me.
Because they'll email and they'll say, hey, Barb, could you do me a favor? And I'm like, no, but I will.
She gets annoyed.
I'll give you her email if you want it. If you email the other email address that we have, which we don't publicly advertise because we use it mostly for orders, it's
SMCNY.
pouring rain. SM, yeah. smcny.orders@gmail.com. You may have gotten a response. Like Barb might have emailed you about an order from that one. We don't, like, it's not on my website or on my cards or anything because it's just a generic Gmail. If you email that one, she sees it. And I usually don't touch those and I let her respond to them. But if you email me and ask for Barb, you're just kidding me. I am sorry to tell you.
You're annoying her.
You're not annoying me. But I'm like, this is not Barb's email. And then I just do whatever you ask and I give her the credit for it. You're like, Barb, could you do this for me? And I'm like, no, but I will. And then I do it. And then you're like, Barb's the best. And I'm like, I know, but I'm not so bad either. And that's how it goes.
You're the best.
Sue Smith told me I was the best today. So that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
So,
she brought us muffins.
And she brought us muffins. And I'm very excited to go eat one.
Email, not message.
Email, no message. Facebook and Instagram bite when it comes to messages because it'll pop on my phone and they're like, you have a message. And I'm like, okay. And then I try to read it and they're like, we're not going to tell you what it says though. And then it disappears and then I can't find it.
Trying to find it sometimes it's like.
Also run 3 Facebook pages. So I get everybody's messages. And so I'm like, was that for Log Cabin? Was that for me? Yeah. I don't know where that message went. So just don't do it.
I only have 2 and it drives me nuts because I'll get a notification. I'm like, where did
it go? I know. Again, the other reason why we left Facebook for our lives, because Facebook was driving us freaking batty. They just do dumb things that are not acceptable. I blame Mark Zuckerberg for everything. It's his fault.
Now here's a suggestion. If you did do shirts or whatever.
You guys aren't going to let this one go.
No. The sublimation print, just selling that part of it.
Yes.
You would have to write very specific instructions if you sell the iron-on sublimations, adding a clause for not taking responsibility for incorrect application.
Dude, I do that as it
is. It still doesn't work. It still doesn't work.
We have on the website, on the cork page, as well as on Etsy, like 5 times in bold letters, cork is shipped folded. So when you say it's shipped folded, are you going to fold it when you ship it? Why do you fold it? What if it has creases? Because you can iron it, as it also says on the website. I don't understand. I don't believe anything you say. Well, I don't either. So yes, I'm not saying I won't try it, but it might take a little bit more twisting of my arm to believe that people are not going to yell at me for more things than they already do.
Exactly.
I get yelled at for a lot of stuff that I don't feel that I deserve. Sometimes I do, but like I feel like I don't deserve at least
most times you don't.
75% of it.
Most times you don't.
Most of the time, the things that I get yelled at, I'm like, that's
really?
so unfair. That has nothing to do with me.
Nope.
My mailman quit, and now the new one can't find my mailbox. And I'm like, but it's not my fault.
Yeah.
I didn't know either of them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I gave you the wrong email address and you didn't give me my tracking because I don't know you. I don't know your email address.
Exactly.
It's not my fault. It just makes me sad. So then I go home and drink wine on Fridays.
So your name is not a zip code.
My name is not. Your name is not a zip code. My name is not a zip code. Zip codes are 5 numbers. That's all I have to say. Oh, Patreons, are you ready for tonight? We're having a Patreon Zoom meeting tonight.
Oh, dear.
And Jessica's having wine. I'm excited. So, are there any other questions?
Nope.
About this disaster of a Friday?
No.
Have I done my job? All right.
I think you've done your job.
I think I've done my job. Barb, you going to shut us down?
I'm going to try without knocking everything over.
I hold the chair because it's on wheels and I don't want her to fall.
Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, guys, we're leaving now.
We will see you next Friday to talk about probably nothing. So have a good weekend.